GAIN designed the Fortification Assessment Coverage Toolkit, FACT, because we wanted to know who is consuming fortified food and who isn't. Are they consuming it in the right amounts? Are they consuming it enough, sufficient amounts to be able to get rid of a nutrition deficiency? Up until that point, we were flying blind. Everyone who was interested in fortification didn't really know who was consuming what. And it's essential to know who's consuming what because that's the way we design programs to reduce malnutrition and improve health.
So it tells us who's eating the food, how much are they eating, how often are they eating it, and then it allows us to estimate the nutrients that they receive from that fortified food.
Well, coverage really matters because you can say we are fortifying foods, staple foods that people like to eat, rice, maize, wheat, edible oil, salt. They eat that every day. And so the temptation is to say, if we fortify it centrally, everyone must be consuming it. But of course we know that only a certain percentage of those staple foods are fortifiable, technically, and then we don't really know who's actually consuming those foods and how much they're consuming. In fact, tells us how much of this fortified food is this family consuming, is it enough to reduce a nutrient gap, are the kids consuming it, are the women consuming it?
Coverage matters because we need to ensure that a large proportion of a population is consuming a fortified food. Fortification is designed to shift the intake of nutrient in a population across populations that have a low intake. Therefore, if we don't reach a large proportion of that group, we won't be able to increase the quantity of nutrients that's consumed within the entire population.
So it really gives us an image, a picture, and if you don't measure fortification coverage, you don't know if there's an unfinished agenda or not. There is a big unfinished agenda, and measuring coverage helps you finish that agenda because it tells you where the gaps are and how to fill them.
There should be several groups who are interested in the FACT toolkit. First of all, from the research side, people who are interested in generating results about fortification, whether that be coverage or potential for impact, which food vehicles are already being fortified, which could be fortified. This provides a standardized methodology, and it would be ideal if we, across the world of working in fortification, use that standardized methodology. For policymakers and those who are implementing programs, the FACT toolkit can be used to generate the information about which food vehicles are the best to continue investing in fortification and the potential for impact that they have. Therefore, those are critical pieces of information for them to be able to make decisions about the quality of implementation of the program and its potential for impact in the population, including specific population groups that might be of more interest.
But governments, business and civil society have to come together to make sure fortification is covering as many people as possible. So anyone who's interested in improving coverage should be using this tool. Fortification delivers micronutrients, vitamins, minerals to people who normally wouldn't get them because their income is not high enough. They can actually diversify their diets and produce and consume the kinds of foods that are really rich in vitamins and minerals. Certain types of dark green leafy vegetables, fruits, other vegetables, nuts, pulses, some sources of animal source foods. So it really helps them consume micronutrients, and that improves diet quality and helps public health outcomes. But how can this tool help us achieve that? I was in one of the GAIN offices a couple of months ago, and there was just a recent survey, a recent FACT survey that came out, and everyone in the country was surprised and shocked to see that the level of coverage of fortification was much lower than they thought. And in fact, it was higher in some areas of the country than they thought and lower in some other areas. So these results are provide a very clear roadmap about what to do to improve diet quality and health outcomes.